Hi grade 6, how are you? I want to help you to solve exercises AD, so please prepare yourself to solve with me this exercise. For question 1, I want from you to draw the pie chart, so you have to know the angle of each item by using the following equation. Number of each item divided by the total numbers times 360. The total number in question 1 is 40. So for the runner, I'm going to take the 28 divided by 40 times 360. So the angle of the runner will be 252. The angle of the jumper will be 2 divided by 40 times 360, which is 18. Now you can complete the table using the same equation. Then you are going to draw the pie chart as shown in the previous video. For question number 2, you are going to do the same, but here the total number is 80. So the dog angle will be 20 divided by 80 times 360, which is 90. And the cat angle will be 14 divided by 80 times 360, which is 63. Now complete the table and draw the pie chart as shown in the previous figure. For question number 3, again you are going to draw another pie chart, but here the total number is 100%. So the number of each item divided by 100 times 360. So the angle of the news will be 30 divided by 100 times 360, and the angle of the comedy will be 10 divided by 100 times 360, which is 36. Now complete the table and draw the pie chart as shown in the previous video. For question number 3, you are going to find the fraction and the percentage of each sector in the pie chart. The fraction of the first, at the first you are going to find the fraction where we are going to use the angle of each item or the angle of each sector divided by the total angle of the circle, which is 360. Then we are going to simplify it in the simplest form. To find the percentage, we are going to take the fraction in the simplest form and we are going to time it by 100%. So the horse's fraction is 60 divided by 360. If we simplify it, we are going to get 1 out of 6. So the percentage will be 1 out of 6 times 100%, which is 16.67%. In the end of the book, you are going to find it as 16 and 2/3. 2/3 equals 0.67. So they are the same. The dog fraction is 150 divided by 360, which is 5 out of 12. So to find the percentage, we are going to take the 5 out of 12 and time it by 100% to get 41.67. In B, we have to find the missing angle first, which is the angle of the chocolate, by removing all the known angles from the total angle of the circle, which is 360. So 360 minus 135 minus 18 minus 54 minus 108 equal 45. This is the angle of the chocolate. Now we are going to use the same method in A to find the fraction and the percentage. The vanilla fraction will be 135, which is the angle of the vanilla, divided by 360, which is the angle of the circle. If you simplify it, you're going to get 3 out of 8. So 3 out of 8, which is the fraction, we're going to time it by 100% to get the percentage, which is 37.5. The chocolate, the same, 45 divided by 360, which is 1 out of 8. If we simplify it, then to find the percentage, 1 out of 8 times 100% equal 12.5%. Now please complete the tables using the same equations and rules. For question number 5, if you read it carefully, you're going to see that the total number of students is 600. To find the fraction and the percentages in A and B, you are going to use the same equations, which is the total, the angle of each item divided by the total angle of the circle, which is 360. And then we are going to simplify it into the simplest form to get the fraction. Then we are going to take this fraction in the simplest form and time it by 100% to get the percentage. But I will help you to find the answer of C, which is how many students represent each part or each sector. Let me take the tennis as an example. First of all, we are going to find this fraction of the tennis in the simplest form. Then we are going to time it by the total number of the students we have. So if we solve the tennis fraction, we are going to find it 5 out of 24. Then we are going to time it by the total number of students, which is 600. So we have 125 students like the tennis. For the other sports, we're going to do the same. We're going to find the fraction of each sport. Then we're going to time it by what? By 600. You can complete it now, guys. For question 6, we have the ratio of traveling to the ratio of surfing the internet, which is 2 to 3. So, to solve this question, we have to know the value of these missing angles by what? By adding the known angle and subtract them from 360. So, we are going to add the angle of the homework, which is 90, plus the angle of the others, which is 75, and the angle of lesson time, which is 120. If we add them together, you are going to take 285. So the angles of the traveling and surfing the internet will be 360 minus 285, which is 75. This angle represents what? Both traveling and surfing the internet. But this angle, which is the 75, can be divided into how many parts? Into 5 parts. Why 5 parts? Because 2 parts for the traveling and 3 parts for the surfing the internet. So 2 plus 3 equal 5. So the value of each part will be 75 divided by 5, which is 15. But the traveling take 2 parts, so 2 times 15 equals 30, which is this is the angle of the traveling. And the angle of surfing the internet 3 times 15, which is 45 degrees. In question B, I want to find what? I want to find how many hours he's spending on surfing the internet. Again and again, you are going to find the fraction of the surfing the internet and time it by the total number of hours we have. So 45, this is the angle of the surfing the internet divided by 360, which is the angle of the circle, and then we are going to time it by the total number of hours. And if you read the question, you can find it in the first line that we have 16 hours as a total. So 45 divided by 360 times 16 equal 2 hours spending on surfing the internet. For question number 7, we are going to use the percentages in order to find a missing information. We know from the question that 20 students travel to school by bus, which represent 50% of the students. So we will use the cross product method to find how many students walk to school. 50% represents 20 students. So 15% represent what? So 20 times 15% divided by 50%. This is the cross method. We multiply both known numbers together, and when we divide it by the number with the unknown value. So 15 times 20 divided by 50, because the percentages go with each other, the value will be 6 students. Now we are going to use the percentage to know how many parts from the total circle each vehicle represents. Actually, we have 10 parts. So 50% of 10 parts equal 5 parts. This is for the bus. 25% of 10 parts equal 2.5 parts. This is for the MRT. 15% of 10 parts equal 1.5 parts. This is for the walk. And 10% of 10 parts equal 1 part for the car. Question number 8. As you can see from the pie, that the angle of, we want to complete what? Of course, we want to complete the bar chart. The angle of the red is half the angle of the silver. So the bar of the red will be half the bar of the silver. And the same for the blue and the others. The angle of the others is 30, which is half the angle of the blue. So the bar of the other will be half the bar of the blue. B, we are going to use what? We are going to use the information that say the blue is 60 degree. Give me that 60 degree equal 40 blue cars. So 60 degree go with 40 blue cars. How many cars represent 90 degree? So again, we are going to use what? The cross product. 40 times 90 divided by 60 equals 60 cars. For the 360, which is the total number, 40 times 360 divided by 60 equal 240 cars. This is for above. C and D, you can write any advantage you can see. For question 9, if we read the question, you can see that we have 30 students. 7 of them like science fiction. So the angle of the science fiction will be 7 divided by 30 times 360. B, I want to know how many students like mystery. I know that the angle of mystery is 72. So number divided by 30 times 360 equals 72. So 360n divided by 30 equals 72. Cross product. 72 times 30 equals 360n. So 2160 equals 360n. So n equals 2160 divided by 360, which is 6. For C, we are going to use the same equation of the fraction, which is the angle of the item divided by the total angle of the circle. Then we are going to take this fraction in the simplest form and time it by 100%. For the last question, we have to know what is the value of the missing angle first. So 3x plus x plus x, which is 5x. So what is the value of the 5, 6? So 360, which is the total, minus the known angle, which is 10 and 6. So the value of this 5x equals 344. So each x equal what? 344 divided by 5, which is 68.8. Now, if we know that 12,000 buses, the buses angle is 6. So what is the total number of vehicles? So 2000 times 360 divided by 6 equals 72 vehicle we have. To find the percentage, we have to find the angle of the car. So 3x equal 3 times 68.8, which is 206.4. So 206.4 divided by the total angle, which is 360, times 100% equal 57.3. Now you are be able to solve all the questions, all the luck, and please solve it and send it to me